Hi, I'm Alex Archman. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity. Well, good morning, everybody. I am on the highway right now, and I'm on my way to the city of Calgary, Alberta. Beautiful city. I think the third largest city in Canada, nestled right near the Rocky Mountains, and honestly only about 2.5 hours from my city of Edmonton, where I live. The reason I'm going there this morning is I was at an online auction. You can tell where this is going to go, and I ended up winning a car, a classic car. It's an old Jag. I've had one before. I kind of regretted selling my last one, but this one is I've never even seen it in person, to be honest with you. I only bought it based on pictures. So it's going to be a bit of a bit of a surprise for me this morning. I do have a friend in Calgary who has a shop, and we're going to go see Dale this morning, and he's got a truck and trailer. We're going to go pick it up because it's not running currently, and take it back to his shop, where hopefully he'll do some work to it and get it going. But without further ado, let's get ourselves into Calgary, go meet up with Dale, and go check out this car. Let's go. So I've arrived at Dale's shop, and he's always got cool stuff on the go. He's got a Shelby Mustang in here right now, and he's got this beautiful Jag XKE 120, which was just painted, from what I understand. And what were you saying? This was the world record, or the land speed record car? I'll turn it around so I can actually talk to him.
Averaged 100 miles per hour for 7 days straight.
Sterling Moss drove one of these in that color.
Yeah, the identical car essentially.
Okay.
Other than some extra racing equipment that was on the other car, like a third windshield wiper and a different exhaust system and a few other things like that. But
and that was at Monaco?
that was in England.
Oh, okay.
I'm not exactly
Silverstone
sure
maybe, or something like that.
I'm not sure which track it was at.
Okay.
But anyways, this car kind of emulates that. It's got some things painted on it that shouldn't be painted and things. So.
Oh no, it's a gorgeous car, and they're so low. You don't realize, like in the 50s, this would have been, 10, 15 years prior, they were pretty much driving wagons, way up off the ground with big wheels, like those 20s and 30s cars. And then you get into the early 50s, and suddenly you've got this low, sleek body and.
Well, if you look at the seat bottom on the driver's side,
yeah,
you'll see how I have to drive it.
Oh, because if you put the seat, I see you've got the seat bottoms over there. So if you put the seat bottom in, you don't fit?
I don't fit, no.
Well, how tall are you?
Just over 6 feet.
And you don't fit?
No.
That's interesting. Well, I mean, that's good to know. Beautiful car. And so you're going to be the one to try and get this. We bought an old Jag and try and get it running for me, hopefully.
I seem to be the guy that people bring these old E-types to, so yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. We're going to get the truck and trailer hitched up, and off we go. And here I am in the back of the truck. Dale's got his friend coming along to help out. Hopefully this thing isn't a disappointment. I guess we'll see. We have arrived at the auction venue. Somebody's loading up their 57 Ford or whatever that is. This little Pontiac convertible here, this Trans Am, sold for $6,000 Canadian. I thought that was a pretty good deal. I might have been better off to buy that thing. Nah, we'll be okay. We're gonna wander in the door here and hopefully get the car released and figure out where we have to load it up. Split window Corvette, I didn't even see that one go through. Ferrari 308 GTB. Some cool cars sold at this sale. This Corvette I think went for $6,500. Seems like a bargain. And here it is. Now, was this considered primrose yellow or yeah?
Pale primrose.
Pale primrose. It's not. I mean, obviously it's gonna need paint. Like she's got some cracking. What have we discovered so far? So by all accounts, this is a Series 1 Jaguar E-Type convertible. The Jaguar, you know, your classic Jag. And I've never had one of these in a convertible before. So when this one came up, and it went reasonably inexpensive at auction. And the reason it went kind of cheap is that it currently doesn't run. It's been off the road since 1997. So that's a few years. And it's got some issues with the paint and stuff. But it's had a bit of a side swipe down there and a little bit of a crunch in the hood. So she's got nicks and dings, but it is a rust-free car. It's an original car, more or less. And even though it's got these issues with it, it's a really rare and desirable vehicle. So for me, worth fixing up. But we're just gonna try and get it running for now, and I will drive it with the bits and pieces wrong until I can save up some money to get it painted. But what a cool car. And lots of other cool cars here too, but we're gonna get it latched up and get it rolled out. Just going through the back and seeing what spares there. It looks like they were putting some leather conditioner on. They had a old school cell phone lead substitute, which is good, octane boost. So he was trying to treat the engine right anyway. Yeah, I've got a service manual, a jack. Is that a fender?
Tonneau cover.
Oh, tonneau cover, okay. I've got a nice Thor mallet, handy for the knockoffs. Tool roll with no tools in it.
Yep.
But I actually got a complete toolkit with my Mark II Jag that I bet the tools are almost very similar. Sometimes they stuck them in the spare tire there. Nope, not in this case. It must be the original color of the car. That yellow is everywhere.
Yeah.
Or else somebody did a bang up
good
job.
repaint.
And the wires look newish. Well, maybe not. They look all right. So we just unloaded. It actually rolled really nice, so it didn't feel like any calipers were sticking. It's an exceptionally desirable car. You might look at it and go, Alex, why'd you buy a car? It's got dents and paint flaking off. But it's an E-Type Jag. And even though this got pushed in here, and you can see it did cause a little bit of a buckle right there. Surprisingly, it didn't crack the glass on the cover. It's still fine. So you take that off, try straightening that out, pull that back out again. It's gonna need a little of this, a little of that, but that's all for later on. It's got redline tires, still decent tread on it. The interior is phenomenal. These early style bucket seats. The inside of the car is like in great shape. That steering wheel is busted a bit. Probably whenever they had the knock on the front end, somebody was probably grabbing that steering wheel tight and it got a little cracked. That's okay. I had a spare steering wheel. And its floor pans are good. So lots of good going for it. I think this will be a fun project, but where normally I have it at my house and I go through and try and get it running, this time I took it straight to a Jag specialist, to Dale here. And we'll get it running from here in Calgary and I'll come back and drive it home. So next time we see this car, hopefully I'll be driving it on my way home. Despite its flaws, I'm just amazed by the condition. The interior is fantastic. The leather is still fairly soft. Carpet's great. Floors are solid. There's an awful lot of good stuff going for this car. As you're saying, it's all there, which is important. And it did have somewhat functioning brakes, which after nearly 30 years in storage is kind of amazing, really. I think that's even our original radio. I mean, it's a good car. It just, it basically just needs to get running and a better paint job, and this thing will be fantastic. It has been just under 2 weeks since I picked that car up at auction. And in that time, we've learned a few things. Dale's had the car, and I'm so glad that he was able to come and pick it up, because I would have been really in trouble not having anybody to come take care of that car and trying to arrange shipping in the same day. Crazy situation. But he's had the car for a couple weeks now, and I just got the call that I can actually come pick it up. And so I'm waiting right now for an Uber to come and take me to a bus stop, and the bus stop is going to take me back to Calgary where the car is sitting, and I'm going to drive the car home. Now, in the past little while, he's had to do all sorts of things. The gas tank had to be replaced because it was full of bad gas and it got rusty. Put a new fuel pump in, did the brakes on it. Kind of just went through all the stuff you'd expect to go through with a car that's been sitting for that long. Nearly 30 years it's been sitting. 3 decades practically. That's crazy. And today, I'm going to be putting this thing on the road for the first time. So let's go get it and let's go on an adventure. But first, I gotta head over to the bus depot. I'm off the bus. We just had lunch and now the big moment. You two gentlemen have been working like mad on this car. And I see the, it's a 120, right? Yeah, the 120 is sitting outside because it's out of the way so we can get the banana off and on its way. Still has the odor of expired gas in the air in here. I'm sorry for that, but you guys were doing so much work on it. I mean, you did the brakes, dropped the rear end. Now, what else did you guys do to it?
Fuel tank.
Yep.
Fuel pump. Master cylinders. Dropped the rear end. Brake calipers. Remounted the exhaust. Changed all the fluids.
And you drove the car a bit yesterday?
Yep.
Yesterday, yeah. We
Okay.
had it out for an hour yesterday.
So, and caught a leak this morning, thankfully,
Yeah.
which it looks like it's dry-ish under there.
It's right under there now. So.
Well, I'm excited. And this is a positive ground car.
Yep. With a generator, not an alternator.
Serviced by Brooklyn's Auto. Is that place still around?
Don't think so.
Must have been with the name Brooklyn's must have been a British car specialist back
Yes, they
then.
were. Yeah. New header tank. All new cooling hoses.
Oh yeah, the header tank looks good.
Yep.
Well, the engine looks tidy.
Yep. It runs.
Well, let's hear it run. I haven't heard her run yet. This will be the first time.
Alrighty.
Oh, first push of the button. And the engine sounds all right. Well, guys, I'm excited for this trip. I can't thank you enough.
Well, good luck.
If you're in the Calgary area with a British car, come see these guys. They know what they're doing. So this looks like a pile of dirt, but in fact, you said that's the rust that came out of the old fuel filter.
That little filter.
But how are they even driving it with it that clogged? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But glad that's all dealt with now with the brand new tank, brand new filter. After a long trip and fun trip down the highway, the car actually did great. It had very little issues at all. I ran into one problem when I stopped for gas halfway home where it dropped a little bit of coolant out of the expansion tank, but that's kind of normal. So it really doesn't look bad from this angle. It certainly looks better with the top down. But now I've got to worry about getting some touch-up paint. I'm not going to do a full paint job on this car just yet, but I do have some things I have to fix on it. Here's where I'm at. I've been kind of detailing the engine bay a little bit, and frankly, the engine bay is quite nice. There's really nothing terribly wrong with the engine or the engine bay itself. In fact, the manifold, the ceramic on a manifold is like brand new, and that's a sign of typically a well-maintained car, or at very least a new manifold. Did not fix the dent on the front yet. I have to go see a shop about that. I did have some roughness happening here, and I had a big rust spot above the door handle, and I've kind of just touched it up a little bit. It's not 100% perfect. They didn't match the paint exactly correct, but at least I don't have a giant spot of rust sticking out. That said, I am kind of going through my trunk and seeing what's here. There's the boot. That's the cover for the top when the top's folded up. I got my broken steering wheel that was on the car, probably from when it got that big whammy in the nose. And the roll for the toolkit is in here somewhere, but there was no tools. But I had a set of tools from another old Jag that I had. And the wrenches and stuff would all be exactly the same. They're a little bit corroded. So I'm going to throw those in a solution that will get rid of the rust on it and not take any paint or anything off. So we're going to get those cleaned up and leave them overnight. And hopefully tomorrow they'll look a little bit better than what they do right now. This is the stuff I'm using right here, Metal Rescue. It's not really harmful whatsoever, but it sure does a good job getting rust off of things. We're going to put that in my drip pan with the tools in it and hope it does the trick. Today I thought I would go to a auto body shop or two and get a quote on fixing the dent in the front hood. Both shops told me it was unfixable. Find yourself another hood. Well, I looked online and they do make them, but they're 10,000 British pounds, which in my money is about $16,000 for a hood that basically is fine other than a little dent. So I'm going to attempt to unbuckle it and knock that dent out myself. If you recall, I had a 57 Chevy that had a caved in rear quarter a couple years ago. Got that out. And I remembered I had a dent pulling kit. We're going to use that and see if I can get that nose pushed back out again. Wish me luck, guys. Unfixable, they said. Well, 30 minutes in and I've just about got it licked. A power puller, body tools, hammer, you know, traditional stuff. Why would they tell a customer that it's going to be tons, like hundreds of man hours, and they can't even do it even if they tried? And I am literally 20 minutes into this and I got it almost all the way fixed. I am going to sand off the rest of this paint. I just lowered the bumper down a bit so I could access in here. I'm going to sand this down to bare metal and see what I'm working with, but I think I just about got her. Look at that, no more dent. Tomorrow there is a big car show for British cars, and although they're calling for rain, I'm going to try and get the car down there. So I'm trying to touch up some of the spots like above the door and on the fender and hopefully get this thing out to the show tomorrow. So it's the next morning, and as you can see I got an umbrella and it's raining. That's because there's actually, I guess in the spirit of England, there's a British car show happening behind me. If you can see that. Didn't scare the British car enthusiasts off. And I brought the Jag down, so let's go over and I'll show you how it ended up looking. That's Harry's MGA. I really like the color on that car. Little Austin Mini Woody Wagon over there, the Minis. We got some Jags. And look, I made it down. And it's even yellowish. I have to get a better color match for that paint, but that dent came right out. So not too bad at all. Despite the rain, there's lots of people showing up, including this beautiful pre-war Bentley. We've got the Morgans, Austin Healey 3000, Lotus. It's a newer Lotus, actually kind of a good looking little car. And everybody's standing around with their umbrellas and nobody's freaking out. And my Jag is sitting over there. So we're gonna enjoy the show. Land Rover guys, of course, are super prepared. They've got tents and fireplaces going. They look very comfortable. I just got home from the car show, and I have to admit, at the tail end of the car show, I couldn't get my car to start. You can see I'm home now, so we did figure it out. But there's nothing worse than being in kind of a... Rain at a car show is never good, but rain at a car show when your car won't start is even worse, because I had probably 40 very well-meaning people with their umbrellas standing around giving me advice as to what might be the issue. What it was the fuel pump. And in these old Jags and a lot of British cars, sometimes if it won't start, you actually have to take a little mallet to the fuel pump, tap it, and then it'll kick in because there's little points inside that can get stuck. Anyhow, it was a pretty easy fix. I did get the car home. Unfortunately, I didn't have my tools with me at the car show because I had them in that solution, which I may as well show you what the tools look like now. I had them de-rusting in the solution. See, there they are. No more rust. So if I would have had that toolkit with me, it would have saved me a little effort, but I did have my hammer, and that's what I did use to knock the old fuel pump into place. But that said, the car is running, the car is driving, the car is no longer dented, and tomorrow I'm going to get the color matched paint. So it's not perfect, but it'll be a lot better tomorrow once I get that paint matched up. But that said, you know, this was caved in and they told me it couldn't be fixed, and it's fixed, and there's no more crust on that side of the door, and generally it's looking like a car. Look at the size of that hood. I zoomed out and I still can't get the whole hood in there. I feel like I need some cow horns for the some bull horns. I'll boss hog it up. Anyway, it is a cool, sleek, and unique vehicle, and it is now back to life and on the road. I went out yesterday and I picked up some other touch-up spray. Actually, they took a while to match the paint, and it came out a perfect match, I have to say. I'm really pleased. No more weird lines or issues with the hood. Just starting to look pretty decent. So guys, I hope you like this little episode here, bringing this Jag back to life. From 2 weeks, we brought it back after over, well, roughly 30 years of being off the road. Some basic maintenance stuff, gas tank, and some work. So a big thanks to Dale Walmsley, who's out in Calgary. And if you do need work on kind of a cool old car like this, he's kind of a good go-to guy to know out in that area. As for me, I've got another classic that I'm happy to have in the garage and welcome it in here. And although I've got a few other things I got to take care of, it is a good looking driving car. So guys, once again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more episodes. And as always, bye for now. Oh, and subscribe, do that too. Bye for now, guys.